Good day, OA. My name is Lionel Garcia. I'm your Vice President of Sales and Agent Development. And today is Motivation Monday, and I'm excited to be with you. I know I'll get a few of you watching today. And, I was inspired this week. Number one, this is the last Motivation Monday of 2025. I know, you're sad. I'm sad too. However, I want to share with you what inspired this week's Motivation Monday. And as you know, at the end of the year, customers, partners send each other gifts. And this year, it's no different. I received a really nice gift from our friends at Wanderlust Campus. I know you can't see, but they gave us a recipe book. And in this recipe book, they shared the recipe for remarkable travel professionals. And it was really interesting because in my mind, I realized that this time of year, we're surrounded by recipes. We're surrounded by baked goods like cookies, pies, and the truth is, there's so many different types of recipes out there. Sometimes you want to try new things. I know in my home, my wife is baking sourdough bread, and she loves to bake. So what we're going to do is we're going to highlight the recipe to make a remarkable travel professional. This is going to be a little bit lighthearted. It's going to talk a little bit about you, and we're going to just have some fun. So don't take this too serious. It's really a fun one, but it's going to hopefully make you smile. It actually might make you cry a little bit and cringe with some of the things that you're going to share or realize that it makes reminds you of. But before we jump into this really cool recipe of the remarkable travel professional, let's jump in and talk about our wins of the week. So, what are your wins of the week? Is it a professional win? Is it a personal win? Do you have some wins coming in front of you that maybe you haven't mastered yet, or you haven't won yet, but you know they're coming and maybe you want to celebrate that? So I would love to know, what are your wins of the past week, or maybe what are your upcoming wins? What are you most definitely looking forward to? So I'll share while I wait to see some of the other comments come in. My win of the week is I'm done with Christmas shopping. And I know you're thinking, Lionel, did you really go Christmas shopping? No, my wife did a lot more Christmas shopping than I did, but there were still some people that I needed to shop for, and I got that done. So that was awesome. The other win is also a personal win. The other win is the fact that my pool, we're building a pool in our backyard. It will be filled with water by the end of the day today, and our summer kitchen is being built, and that's super exciting. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking that the next time you come to class, you want to come to Casa Garcia. Listen, that might be something we'll do. Maybe we'll have a field trip over to Casa Garcia and our backyard oasis, as my wife likes to call it, and I'll give you a nice little tour. So don't be afraid. Share your wins of the week. I'd love to know what's going on. Love to know what you're so proud of. So let us know. It'll be fun. All right. So now I want to jump right into these ingredients. And I will tell you, I put some of them up here so that way I don't have to keep looking down to the book. But I thought it was a lot of fun, and I think we're going to have some fun reading these. So here is what you'll need to have the ingredients to make a remarkable travel professional. Number one, you need 2 cups of perseverance. And that's for navigating the supplier wait times or tech hiccups and curveballs. You're going to need 1.5 cups of curiosity. This is a natural desire to explore and stay ahead of the trends. And if you're one of our OA agents, you know how that works. You have training in-house, you have training in the LMS. So that's really neat. So you get to stay ahead of the trends. 1 cup of patience. Yes, I'm sure you've heard of packing your patient pants. Well, 1 cup of patience is super important, especially during the hold times and client indecision. Oh my goodness, imagine you go through the whole process, you get your client already what you think is going to be the part to go ahead and book them, and now they change their mind. Oh, patience. You need to have that patience. All right, 3/4 cups of willingness to learn. This is because this industry changes faster than the airport security line. And so this is super important. Let's go ahead and um, add that 3/4 cups of willingness to learn. Half cup of confidence. Oh my goodness, half cup of confidence. This is important because you want to be able to present those recommendations like the expert you are. And this one to me is super important because I feel like confidence is a key ingredient to being that remarkable travel professional, because if you're not confident about what you're presenting to your client, then your client is not confident to hand you the credit card or to pay for that vacation or to take your recommendation. So be confident, know what you're talking about, feel confident in what you're presenting, and deliver it with confidence. And then we need 2 heaping tablespoons. I'm picturing like going into a peanut butter jar or maybe even sugar. Ooh, sugar, right? We're talking about baked goods. So going into the sugar and 2 heaping tablespoons of problem solving skills. You get to fix things that clients didn't even know were broken. Is that true or what? 1 tablespoon of boundaries. OMG, boundaries. Here's the thing, real talk. We and you and your clients need boundaries. It's so important. You have no idea how many times I get phone calls on a Friday after 5, and our agents expect immediate answers. Well, we're not all here. Our supplier partners aren't there. So boundaries are super important. It says here that they're optional, but highly recommended for long-term success. And then, of course, what have we been doing all this time? We've been laughing a little bit, right? Maybe even crying inside a little bit. So you also want a dash of humor. I'm thinking of maybe that nutmeg or the cinnamon for surviving those schedule changes and the dreaded, oh, I found it cheaper online. Has that ever happened to you? And then lastly, a sprinkle of magic, and that spark that turns trips into lifelong memories, endless ounces of passion, because that truly is your secret ingredient behind every unforgettable itinerary. And I'll tell you, just yesterday, I had a friend over and he brought me some fish dip. And we're going to talk about this fish dip here for a second, because he says, hey, you can buy fish dip anywhere, but try this fish dip, Lionel. I think you're going to love it. And his answer was, it just, you can't find things like this that are made with love. And I think about how my grandma makes things or my mom makes things. I think about what you do and the passion and the love that you put behind every trip and itinerary that you build for your clients. And that truly is what makes it special. So don't miss out on that. All right, I know I did get some comments that came in. Oh, we got Scott saying hello. Hi, Scott. Nice to see you here. Thanks for joining. And so let's jump in now to mixing it up. So now, what are your instructions, right? You have all your ingredients. We joked a little bit about it. You have them all. But now what do? We got to put them together in the bowl and prepare things so that we can make that remarkable travel professional. All right, so what do? Let's put it all together. We're going to preheat your mindset, not your oven. We're preheating your mindset to, I can do anything. Yes, you're going to mix in that perseverance. You're going to mix in that patience, and you're going to mix it until it is smooth, because it's going to act as your base. That patience and that perseverance are going to act as your base. You're going to fold in curiosity and the willingness to learn, and you're going to keep your knowledge fresh. And that is awesome. So now you're folding in that curiosity. You're folding in that, what do I got to learn? Do I need to learn AI? Should I study up on Maggie? Should I maybe learn how to use this tool better? Maybe register for an advanced class or go into PhD? Add confidence and whisk until, you ready? You're going to keep whisking, and you're going to whisk, and you're going to whisk, And you're going to keep doing that until your expertise shines through. And then don't forget, you want to sprinkle in that humor, right? The humor that you had to pack and add to your ingredients, because that's things are going to get interesting and you got to laugh about it sometimes. Sometimes that's the only thing you can do, because if you're not laughing, I don't know. I don't know what you're going to do. I don't want to talk about tears, but that's the other emotion, right? Maybe the opposite, or give you some anxiety. So yeah, sprinkle in some humor, because you know what, things can get interesting. And then I want you to stir in some problem solving skills and watch that thicken into resourcefulness. So problem solving skills, put it in there and keep moving it in. And then it's going to thicken into that resourcefulness, and then season with boundaries to taste. I love this. Instead of seasoning with salt, season with your boundaries, right? Just go ahead and just put a little bit of boundary to taste what you're comfortable with. I'll tell you, don't be afraid to set boundaries. Clients need that. I know clients need it. I know kids need it. This is super important. And you know what? Did I miss this one? Here, nope, that's the next one we got going on here. So here we go. And then finally, top generously with passion and your signature magic dust. What's your magic dust? What do you do that makes you special? What do you do that separates you from the other travel advisor? What makes you different than the online travel agency? What makes you different than them just going directly and using the supplier? So sprinkle in that passion, that magic dust. This is so important. So now I cover every single week. We do a motivation moment. And so what I'll share with you when it comes to the motivation moment is that you have to serve this daily to the clients that are in need of expert guidance and unforgettable experiences. And of course, this is best enjoyed with gratitude, repeat business, and glowing referrals. So don't forget, you are that secret ingredient that makes this recipe remarkable, because you are already that remarkable travel professional. That's why you kind of grinned at this whole thing, but you're like, wait, I already do that. Thanks, Lionel. Ha ha, he he. But it's so true. So I want to also remind you that you are your client's value interpreter. And I'm going to give you a little bit more into this whole value interpreter thing, because the truth is, so many new travel professionals come to me and say, hey, why me? Why would my customers want to work with me? What makes me so special, right? I have the same price. I'm offering the same trips. Why me? And the truth why you is that you are the value interpreter of your clients' two most valuable assets, their time and their money. And so they come to you with those two assets, time and money, and you asking them the right questions help them pair their time, their money to some fantastic experiences that they'll never, ever, ever, ever forget. And that's what makes you that remarkable travel advisor. All right, so let's jump into some quotes. This week I chose two of them, but I think I only am showing one. So success, like a great recipe, starts with the right ingredients. And the truth is, you've got them all. And we just talked about it, right? You already are that remarkable travel professional. You have all the ingredients. Now you just got to put it together, and you got this. So I love that. And the other one is, great travel professionals aren't born, they're baked. I love this. With patience, confidence, and a whole lot of love for the journey. And I think that that's what makes you so very special at the profession that you do, where you get to, ooh, I'm about to sneeze, where you truly evaluate your clients' needs, their finances, their time, and you pair up that best vacation for them. And you take so much pride in it, and it shows. And I think that's what makes you so incredibly special. So this week, what I want you to do, it's your turn now. And I want you to tell me, what ingredient would you add to this recipe? What ingredient do you already add to your recipe that make you so remarkable? Put it in the comments, tag us at Outside Agents. Want to know what makes you so special. I love it. I can't wait. All right. Now, I want to say that thank you so much for being with me. Well, before I close, there are some comments. Let's see. So we got Kimberly saying next week we could do wave season. Yes, we can. We can enjoy the journey. So, Kimberly, thank you so much for watching and for your comments. So we're gonna jump in and close here. So next Monday, I wanted to tell you. Wait, I gotta close this here. Next Monday, I want to let you know that I will be off for the holidays. I know. Listen, I'm taking a break. Talk about boundaries. I get it. So I'm wishing you and your family an incredible holiday season. I'm wishing you a safe and very happy new year. And I'm looking forward to seeing you again on Monday the 5th at 2 p.m. on our next Motivation Monday. So until then, stay motivated and keep cooking up your success. I love it. And I'll see you soon. Thanks.